Hello, my name is Ram Sapagai, and today I'm going to present a scrum4 project. And in our team, we have Mac Macahon and Ram Sapagai as myself. And before going to the project itself, I'm going to talk something about the web service. And web service is a service that is available over the internet that use the standardized XML messaging systems, and where the different system can talk to each other over the internet in the standard XML messaging system. And there are some advantages of the features of web service, and it says it's available over the internet or internet networks, uses a standard XML messaging system. It is not tied to any one operating systems. It's just self-describing by a common XML grammar, or it's a human readable. So it's discoverable by a simple find mechanism. So we write a few lines of code, the API code that can access the web service features. So let's talk about our project. Our project is based on a web service, that is creating a SOAP-based web service in a Java and using those services in the client-side application, which is written in C# in a Visual Studio. So the approach we use is we created a web service provider in a IBM WebSphere, and we develop a web form application using the Visual Studio. And here is on the right side I have a Java service client application that is built using the Windows Forms in a Visual Studio. And on the left side I have the screenshot of the web service client that is provided by the IBM WebSphere, and which is consumed by the Java service client application. I'll show that one later in the demo. And here is the solution explorer from the Visual Studio that's showing my project solution, and here is a service reference using that endpoint, and this endpoint is inside this service reference one. And there is a few lines of code that is used to access the service by after clicking these product details or get product object buttons. And here is the code for the get product object. So let's go to our IBM WebSphere and check the code. So here is my IBM WebSphere, and make sure your server is running. So if your server is not running, you need to start the server. And I got my server running. It shows the red sign over there. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the Java source file. In the Java source file, got a product.java is a Java class, and I have the productDB API and the productDB API delegate. So this delegate is the Java class that is used by the client. And if you go further down here in the services, so this is the endpoint of the service reference that is given by the provider side to the client application. So if you go to the right click, if you generate, and if you go to the client, then it will give you the endpoint. So this is used by the client applications, and for my case it is used by the Visual Studio to get the service. And it says the productDB API service, and the WSDR is a web service description language. So I have already created, so I'm going to cancel this one. And there is nothing special other over here to describe, so I am heading back to the Visual Studio that has the client application. So here is my form design. It has a text field, and it has two buttons and a label. So if we run the application, and if you type any of the product code like Java, and if you hit get product description or the details, then it will give you the product Java description, beginning Java 2 and price 49.50, and is formatted, and all this code is coming from the IBM, the service, web service provided by the SOAP-based web service using the IBM, and it's calling the methods and within the classes in the Java using the web services. And if you go to the get product object, it will get just the product object, so there is not a more difference in the display, but the code is different. So I start the application, and if I right click and if I view the code, and the first thing you see is a service reference and a product DB API delegate client equals new service reference 1 dot product DB API client. So this product service reference 1 is calling this one product DB API method, API delegate client method, and it is creating a new client or a new object that consumes the web service. So how I did this one, I'll show you. And if you head back to the solution explorer, and here is my project Java client apps, if you right click, and it will give you the add, and it will give you the references, and here it shows a lot of assemblies, and you just scroll down and it will show here system.service model, and you just click this one, you check this one, and I have already done this one, so I'm just canceling this one. And the first step was that, and after that one, if you go to the connected service, you right click and add service references, so it will give you this dialog box, and it says the address. So what is the address you need to put over here is the address that was created from the service provider generate client, and it is a service definition. So I'm going to copy this one and I'm pasting over here. So if you hit go, then it will show product DB API service, and if you further expand this one, and it will give you the get product method and get product object method. And I have already created a service reference one, or you can rename this one whatever you want, and I just leave a default, so it's showing a service reference one. So I'm not going to make another service reference 2, so I'm canceling this one. So that's the way how we going to consume those endpoint or incorporating those endpoint in your application. And on this line of code, I have a private void button one click. So this one is the button one click, and it is getting the product code from the text box, and it is displaying in the label by calling this client object, and the client object is calling the get product method, and it accept the one argument is a product code, and whatever is we get back from those the calling method, it is displaying the blue color. So let me and the other one is the get product object, so it about, and here we are creating a new object. It's a p object, and the p object is getting the get product object method by passing the product code. So the two button click event handler are bit different in their functionality, but look similar in the output windows. So I use the try catch blocks, so if the server is not running on the provider side, then it will throw the exception. And so I'll show that one in a little bit, and let's run the application once per time. So let me type mcb2. So this is another product. Get product details, so it gives you same for this one. It's a product object, but if I put here the wrong entry x, then if I hit the get product details, then it will say the unknown product code and the price is set to 0. And let me go and start the server. So the server is running right now. Let me terminate. So the server stops, and let's try to go to our application and try to access the Java product code. Here we go. So it shows the service not available. So in order to make the application running and to consume the RESTful API, the provider need to run all times. If the provider is not running his service, then the client cannot consume his service. So thank you for watching. That's all for the presentation. I'll present more in the class. Thank you for watching.